Let's take this. Let's take a look. This is locked.
No. You have to.
Yeah, I have to go into it first.
Oh, but then it can't be locked ever again. The lock broke.
Right. Oh shit, did my stream get cut off?
I don't know, it's an ad rate.
If there's an ad, then maybe it did. Crap.
I mean, I don't think so, it just came back.
Yeah, but it'll do that, like it'll...
But I mean, it is still pretty delayed.
Like, it'll do that, like the connection will be bad enough to where it just discontinues, and then it will recontinue, and then it recognizes it as two separate things.
Oh, that is what it did. It says you've been streaming for about a minute.
Yeah, that is not the case. I don't know enough about editing to splice the footage together.
I have no idea. Look at those little legs kick.
Oh wait, what are these things? They have like little barbs around them. Little visible barbs. Oh, that must have been scary.
That was good.
Oh my god. Stop. Meh. I'll mess you up. I'm gonna go away now. Oh, you can kind of see through the locker too.
Yeah, I wonder though, like, if what it looks like if someone's in there.
Nightfall damage. Why does he want to be grabbed?
But where does Maria looks like?
Oh my god. Well, he probably has the thing anyway. Yeah, if he was just running straight at me with no fear, then he probably had borrowed time anyway. Oh, you see little arms around it.
Yeah, that was weird. Alright, but I'm gonna get off because I have D&D and I wanna get up and move around a little.
Alright then, thanks for sticking around a bit.
No problem, Mike.
Alright, see
Have
you
fun
later.
streaming. Don't forget to unmute the others.
Right, see you later.
Goodbye.
Alright, well that was nice of him to join us. Alright, so where were we in terms of lore? As the Guardians helped the trembling woman, no. The Automarians continued to disappear. Otto assembled his followers near the beach, where he placed a screaming woman on the wooden stage. There, in the rain, Otto explained to his drenched, alienated, and sleep-deprived congregation that the woman was a journalist here to destroy everything they created. Oh, this is referring to the survivor. Um, So yeah, this is not a part 2, this is just a direct continuation off of the last video. Um, so yeah, just watch the first one and then come to this. As the Guardians held the trembling woman, she screamed that Otto wasn't the savior he claimed to be. He belonged to an ancient cult, an exclusive club of billionaires that took pleasure in corrupting and sacrificing people, towns, and even countries to an elder god. The journalist told him Otto hadn't banished anyone. He had tortured and sacrificed them, and that they would all be next. Without hesitation, Otto slit her throat before she could continue to spread lies. As she collapsed to her knees with her hands collapsed around her neck, he told his confused and terrified herd that she was working with the others within their ranks and that they needed to find the imposters before the Drunei came for them. Otto's words shot over the congregation and reached into a murky recess of their hearts and dredged up dark and fearful feelings. Years of suppressed emotion began to bubble up as thick fog pushed through restless legs and feet. Whispers began, and the whispers became panicked mantras, and the mantras became screams and the curses as each member accused the next of the mouth thinking and mouth speaking. Over the howling wind and pounding rain, the screams and curses grew louder and louder as everyone desperately tried to contain the darkness within. But the harder they tried, the quicker they failed, and within moments the dam burst to release a torrent of hell. Otto watched his once blissful and joyful herd suddenly erupt into violence unlike anything he had seen before. The fold bleated accusations and tore each other to bits and pieces with hands and teeth, and never once did they look up to see their kind of charismatic shepherd smiling down upon them with their eyes that were cold, bleak, and without pity. When it was all over, Otto felt the creaking wooden stage shake as a murder of crows circled above. Suddenly the ground rose and then sank into a thick oozing black of mud-like molasses. Moments later a formless mass squelched out of the muck and rose like a rearing horse to feed upon the writhing mass of butchered humanity. I'm queuing, right? Yes, I am. It was everywhere and nowhere at once as it slowly picked its way through the carnage, absorbing the darkness, savoring the misery, trailing terrible noises, shrieks, cries, whimpers, pops, cracks, feasting death, dark sounds. Otto watched the creature as it slowly began to manifest into the very thing he had imagined, the very thing he had made them all imagine. It turned slowly to look at Otto for a long silent moment, then the Drunei trudged away through the thick black sludge, disappearing into the shadows from which it come. From which it came, that should be an A. So yeah, it's just, this thing is just the collective nightmare that this guy's cult all dreamed up. Why a horse falls out its ass like that is anyone's guess. Uh, so our survivor's name is survivor's name is I just honestly forgot her name. Harry? No, not Harry. That's a guy's name. Hillary? Hori? Hattie. Hattie Carr. Yes, Hattie Carr. Gosh. Lore. Uh, oh, she's been teased over a long time. It's featured in multiple tome lores. Overview: Hattie Carr is an Indian psychic investigator who is focused on various tome entries. She creates the Harbinger of Hell web series, where she investigates paranormal phenomena and historical tragedies, as well as working to expose the black veil across the various realities. She makes the web series alongside her older French Canadian stepbrother Jordan Roy, and it is produced by her step uncle Stefan Roy. She is funded by a mysterious benefactor, Surin Rivera. She has the ability to see what others cannot and view the overlaps between realities. Uh, she's appeared in Tome 6, Divergence, Tome 7, Forsaken, Tome 5, 6, 7, Tome 8, Deliverance, and Tome 10, Saw. Uh, In Tome 6, she ventures to India to investigate a massacre of British soldiers in the 1800s in a cave called the Valley of Evil Eyes. Hold on, I really just want to read like what this game says about her. Cancel. Yeah, what does this game say about her? Hattie spent her youth in a household brimming with love. Her mother, Professor Basant Kaur, moved across the world to teach agricultural science at a university of Trois-Rivières, Quebec. Her father, Rahan Singh, found remarkable success with a catering business in the small Quebecois town. Her house constantly swirled with the wonderful aromas of cumin, chilies, masala, cardamom, and fresh steaming naan pulled from tandoor oven. Her earliest memories were filled with stories of India, and on her 10th birthday, her parents promised to visit Punjab just after the New Year. During the holiday season, her parents went to a party with closest friends Maurice and Francis Roy. When Hattie called her parents to say she felt sick, they left in a hurry. Driving through the winding, snow-swept roads of rural Quebec, Rahan lost control of the car, skidding into an icy, gnarled forest. It would be 2 days before their bodies were found trapped in the vehicle as Hattie's fever broke. The police arrived at her doorstep telling her that they had not suffered, but Hattie was old enough to know that the police were just being kind. Alright, the rest I'm gonna just take a picture of it on my phone and read that because killer times are painful and I want to queue while I do that. Okay, so now we can queue for killer. Thinking outside the box. Okay, so the rest of her lore says, the Roys took Hattie in, doing their best to fill the hole left by her parents. Despite the enormous loss, Hattie was again surrounded with love. The love her adopted parents had for their son, Jordan, and love the three had for her. But the trauma of losing her parents seemed to unlock something within her. Wait, what trauma? I don't remember capturing that. I'm sorry, this is all mismatched. Parents went to a party with close friends. Uh, Driving through the winding snow-swept rural Quebec, where Han lost control of the car. Oh yeah, right. He died in a car crash. So the Roys took Hattie in. She began to see things nobody else could see. Horrible, unnatural, unexplainable things. Apparitions torment her in class, at home, in bed. Her unexpected screams earned her the name Helly Hattie, only adding to her alienation and anguish. Once a cheerful and social child, Hattie walled herself off from the world. With time, Hattie realized her uncanny abilities only triggered in certain areas, dark areas. It was as though there were places in the world where another dimension somehow bled into our own. Jordan called these intersecting areas overlaps. And they seemed to give Hattie insight into a dark, shadowy world straight out of cosmic horror story. When Hattie graduated from high school, she felt an inexplainable tug to discover who her parents were. To raise money for a trip to India, her brother Jordan suggested that they use her abilities to explore and document all the haunted places in Quebec, starting with the haunted asylum. At the Doria Institute, Hattie could see and hear residual memories, patients, doctors, and so much more. While recording her impressions at the Institute, she offhandedly called the encroaching dimension the Ravage, since it has only assaulted her with memories from all times and places, but also gave the sense of feeding off psychic energy. The Ravage, she sensed, was a living mosaic of human suffering that was slowly corrupting and devouring the world. She concluded that they needed to investigate more to see if there was anything to her hypothesis. Jo- Jordan presented the footage and recordings to their uncle Stefan, who helped them turn what they had documented into a web series. Within days of uploading the first episode, Ravages of the Abyss was a viral hit. True crime fans, ghost chasers, and skeptics flooded the comments with their own theories of what she was experiencing. Stefan handled the production, and before long, he presented Hattie with her first check as a professional podcaster. Nice. Now with a working budget, Hattie was able to investigate the most haunted places in the world, seeking answers about the Ravage. Her investigations led her to a secluded island where once an entire town had mysteriously disappeared, leaving dozens of empty homes. She never felt such a strong influence by the Ravage as she did here. It pulsated with suffering and cruelty and repressed darkness. Hattie absorbed the emotions of the ghost town and closed her eyes, calming herself and silencing her mind. She began to hear guttural screams and cries and whimpers. When she opened her eyes again, she could see the scintillating orange, residual memories of people tearing each other apart in the mud and rain. Then everything appeared as much older version of her stepbrother beckoned her from one of the homes. She chased after him only to stop suddenly with the realization that the Ravage was toying with her emotions, playing tricks on her, making her see things that couldn't possibly be real. The encounter nearly put Hattie off the project entirely, but she was now the linchpin for a company that fed her family. Her Uncle Stefan continued to line up sites to visit, and after a personal trip backpacking across India, Hattie carried on subjecting herself to the horrors of the Ravage. Then, when investigating a haunted World War II bunker in the Alps, Hattie heard someone faintly crying out for help in Punjabi. Snow flurried in the bunker as the tunnel suddenly opened to a snow-covered forest. A horn blared in the distance and faded away. She saw the glow of red lights, though a wall of snow, and felt her heart skip a beat as she rushed to a crumpled blue car pinned between two massive pine trees. Through the shattered windshield, she saw the bodies of her parents stuck in a pool of frozen blood. Lovely. Hattie narrowed her gaze and saw tiny plumes of vapor floating from the trembling blue lips. With a profound sense of urgency, she rushed around the wreck, trying to best push, pull, and kick her way to it. All to no avail. And she cried out to them that she was sorry for being sick, that the accident was all her fault, that her eyes snapped open, and in unison they answered the question they had anchored her life to their death. Yes, Betty, we suffered. With a terrible cry, Hattie fell back into the snow as ice tendrils wrapped around her and pulled her down into a world of endless darkness. Alright, well that sounds much pleasant. That is the backstory that the game provides. The site The site says of all the times she ventured to other places, like the 1800s British soldiers' place called the Valley of Evil Eyes. She journeys to Turkey and finds a casket martyred with a half crescent and three dots. She appears again, 40 years older and more wearied, in Tome 10. Her brother had disappeared in the Alps while recovering World War II Nazi wonder weapons, or Wunder weapons, that were being delivered to the Tool Society. She attempts to recruit Maxwell Holt, a former soldier with similar abilities, whose unit disappeared in Afghanistan, into helping her save people from the Black Veil of the Entity. Hattie Carr's trivia. Hattie Carr's parents disappeared on an island when she was 5 years old. Community members have theorized that this is a potential hint towards her being a member of the pariahs like Felix, Richard, and Elodie. On Terra 238, Hattie Carr is instead named Hannah on Terra 238 and Haley on 1315. On Terra's 717, 1315, and 238, her web series is renamed to Harbinger FM. Okay. Well, that was a lot to read. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see if we can get in his Mori. Maybe he like puts you down his giant vagina throat. What if he whores you? Septic Touch, I kind of don't want to try it just because it sounds so nothing. Increasing the amount Nightfall charges when the survivor's hooked. The dredge will emerge from its remnant facing the same direction as when the teleport is activated, instead of the direction facing when the remnant was placed. This is pointless because you can place the remnant facing any way you want, and then as you're traveling to the locker, you can turn your direction. And then even when you're within the locker, you can face the wrong way. So this is pointless. This is a pointless add-on. Teleporting to the remnant will activate Killer Instinct even when not in Nightfall. Okay, so now there is a reason to cancel it, other than just not wanting to. Caffeine tablets. Stamper's followers were told not to sleep, or they would bring the wrath of Drunei upon them. Auras of locked lockers are visible in yellow, while charging the gloaming and teleporter. What is the gloaming? Increases Nightfall charge speed by 66% while any survivor is injured. That seems pretty useful. Decreases the time to exit a locker by 1 second. That's pointless. Using Rain of Darkness increases Nightfall charge speed by an additional 15%. That might be useful. Increases the amount Nightfall charges when injuring survivor by 25%. Add 1 additional token. Reveals the aura of any survivor for 6 seconds when they lock a locker. Could be useful. When a survivor is injured from full health during Nightfall, they are afflicted with blindness, hemorrhage, and mangled. Like a predatory beast, it can smell and track blood. This might be useful. Let's try to see if we can get into Mori. Doesn't really seem to have a model, or the model is just textured black, aside from parts that are not. Like its arm is made of other arms. Like it's not even attached to him. This arm is shifting up and down his body at will. And then there's little pincers here. Little grabbies. This sickle looking thing doesn't really look like a proper weapon. Doesn't look that dangerous. You can kind of shift the skulls around a bit. I'm gonna try to make use of this. I'm also gonna see if I can make it back because I need to pee really bad. this is... Alright, a map I know, so let's see if, let's see how it works then. So the power's gonna charge in like 5 more seconds. That was nice. See, I didn't even notice that I went to the locker facing the wrong way. Can I teleport to this one? Now I'm blind. So can I not teleport to these now that they're locked? No. I'm just gonna go with it. This is a great map for him. There's so many lockers. I didn't mean to tunnel her. It just kind of happened that way. Okay, so the add-on of seeing the auras of people who lock lockers is a bit strong, I think. Someone want to die? It is kind of cool seeing him struggle to break out, though. kind of feel about the dredge. I do like the concept of nightfall. But I just feel like we already have a teleporting. Like, we just got a teleporting killer that applies a status effect or some kind of game specific event throughout passively. Sadako can teleport between TVs, and Mori people that don't remove condemned. This guy can teleport between lockers and make everyone's vision hard to see a bit. I don't know. I feel like he already exists. I like him aesthetically. Or it. I think he's one of the most unique, cosmetically speaking. But I feel like we just got a new killer with an almost identical power. And I want to find this last woman so I can Mori her. The other one. I want to get the Mori in to make good footage. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this guy yet. I think he's a bit uninspired, but I want to be wrong. Well, not wrong, but like, I want to feel different. Did I see her in none of this? Nice one. Got her anyway, because where else would she be? Yeah, I gotta kill one and keep the other at arm's length so I can get that more in. Alright, dude. I think I can get this now. Alright, I think I got her now. Alright, I want you like right in the spotlight, dude. I need it for footage, you don't understand. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. You're good. Alright, in a second. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, does he eat her? That's awesome. That was awesome. I loved that. That was epic. Okay, well. That was a lot of fun. So now we know a little bit more about Hattie and the Dredge. And I'm glad I got to stream it and add more to my PTB First Impression series. So yeah, thank you for coming. And oh yeah, well there is some other stuff like where's the beta and stuff? These features let you try new gameplay systems while helping us collect data. For your first 10 matches, you receive blood points for every active feature relevant team. New wiggle interaction on. They said they'd add more stuff. Let me see if Dredge and Eladi. There is cosmetics for them. It's just they're not being given to me. Alright, so I guess we don't have them. Alright, well let me know what you think. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. See ya.